Thanks for the spin. YouTube's going. Sorry. Switching over in 3, 2, 1.
In the last 2 years, homeowners have gained over 20 to 30% equity in their home. And sometimes it's time to let it go, which means sell your house. Might be time for some people to finally sell their home. Tonight, we are going over a new guide, a guide we've been working on for the last handful of months. It's called our Ultimate Seller's Guide. What's going on, guys? My name is Min Win with What's a Mortgage. Welcome to our channel. The goal of our channel is to simplify home ownership. If it's your first time tuning in, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe or notification button so you're notified every time we go live or post new content. We go live every Monday night on Facebook and YouTube at 9 p.m. and we go live 9 a.m. Saturday morning on TikTok at 9:30 on Instagram. Also, this is an interactive channel, so ask a lot of questions. If we bring you any value tonight, don't forget to like this video. Tonight, guys, we're going to go over our brand new guide, the Ultimate Seller's Guide. If you own a home or you plan on owning a home and selling it in the future, this guide is for you. So I see people call their real estate agent, tell them I want to sell my home, and they're not prepared, and they go through all the motions of selling their home, and they realize it wasn't the right time to sell. It wasn't their strategy on how they wanted to sell their home. They've already picked out a new school on where their kids are going to go, and then the plans reverse. So tonight, we are going to go over the few steps that you should do before selling your home, before you waste your time, your energy, your money, and a real estate agent's time. This is the video that I want you to watch and take notes so you are well prepared before you talk to an agent. All right, guys, so let's talk about the Ultimate Seller's Guide, selling your first, your second, or your third home. All right, how you guys doing tonight? You guys having a good night? So this is step one. I see people make this mistake. They call an agent right away. Step one, decide when to sell your home. Review all the reasons you want to sell your home. Then consider the factors below to help gain clarity on when to start the process of selling your home. Of course, the first one, the cost of buying and selling a home. You want to consider real estate fees, closing costs, moving expenses, your home condition. What condition is your home in? A lot of people don't realize that. Functionality, repairs, upgrades, your home equity. What's the current value of the home? What's the remaining balance of your home? And then another reminder, trust the process and be patient. Be honest and reasonable with yourself. Have realistic expectations and prepare to pivot. So I see the reason why I brought up these 4 categories. I see sellers go through it all the time. They don't factor in the closing costs, especially seller and buyer real estate commission. Unless you plan on selling your home as a for sale by owner, you have to think about it, the commission. I had a friend of mine years ago, when he sold his home, he didn't factor the real estate commission. Because he didn't factor it, he didn't have enough money to get into his new home. So his loan amount went from a regular VA loan to a high balance, which changed his payment drastically, and he wasn't happy. We have sellers who reach out all the time. They didn't realize their home wasn't in the right condition to sell their house. They were not prepared to come out of pocket to fix things. They weren't ready to renovate. They want to sell it as is, but then they didn't want to go down on the price. So you got to make sure your home is in the right condition. If it's not, you know how to manage your expectation, because you might be giving a discount. And also, how much equity do you have? Because remember, if you're selling a house to upgrade, you got to know how much money you have to take with you to your new house. The last thing you want to do is when you buy your new house is to come out of pocket. Since you've paid your dues on your current home, you'll pay down the principal over years, you gain all this equity, you should be able to get to your next home with minimal out of pocket. And last but not least, you gotta trust the process. You gotta be patient. You have to understand it's not that easy to sell a home. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of the homes might be a little bit over $1 million or more. It's the biggest investment that person is going to make buying your home. So you got to trust the process. You got to be patient. And you got to be honest with yourself. I see a lot of sellers, they're not honest with themselves on how much their home is really worth, or what they think their home is worth, or something that is dear to them might not be dear to another buyer. So you have to remember these things, right? Have realistic expectation. And if it doesn't go your way, you got to be ready to pivot. You got to have that mindset. Mindset is one of the most important things when it comes to selling your house. Buying completely different because you have no attachment yet. When you sell, you're like, oh, my house. You're right. Everyone has a different value of what your home is worth. You have a value, your agent has a value, the buyer has a value, and the buyer's agent has a value. Okay. So once you can change your mindset before talking to an agent, you need to realize what type of market are you in? Are you in a buyer's market versus a seller's market? You gotta understand that before you step out there and decide you want to sell your house. So when you decide to sell your home, it's important to pay attention to what housing market your area, remember, your area is currently experiencing to help determine how to advertise, what repairs should be made, and how much to negotiate the sale with a buyer. The shift from a buyer's market to a seller's market and vice versa mostly depends on the supply of homes for sale and the demand of buyers. So if you're watching this in August 2022, we actively have 748,000 homes listed on the market. In 2019, we had 1.4 million. So right now we have about 3.3 months of supply left on the market. We don't have what we had in 2019, which was a buyer's market when we had 1.4 million. Okay, we have about 650,000 more homes that need to be listed for it to be a buyer's market. But as interest rates climb right now in August 2022, things are shifting a little bit quicker, right? And like I said, every area is different. In one area, it could be a seller's market. In another area, it could be a buyer's market. Remember, real estate is local, right? Even though in the nation right now, as rates are increasing in August 2022, yes, overall the market is slower. Some of the market is going down, but in some areas, it's not coming down yet. So it all depends on the area you're in. So you have to know the area that your home, what you're selling, are you in a buyer's market or a seller's market right now? And here are some traits on a seller's market, okay? In a seller's market, a seller market occurs when the demand of buyers exceed the market supply of available homes for sale. More specifically, the market has less than 6 months supply of available inventory. When supply is lower than demand, sellers have the advantage over buyers because there are less homes to choose from and more buyers to compete with. During a seller's market, home buyers increase and spend less time on the market to encourage bidding wars between buyers. So like I said, we have about 3.3 months of supply on the market right now. So it's still a seller's market. Even though rates are up, there is a limited amount of supply. But because we experience such a crazy seller's market, a lot of sellers are still delusional. And as rates go up, they're not lowering their prices, but they're finally starting to lower right now. But they're going to come to their senses and they realize there's only 748,000 listings on the market. Why are we dropping our price significantly? So understand that, okay? So in a seller's market, here's the tips to sell in a seller's market. Price fairly. Look at the market value of comparable sales of comparable homes in your area. Your asking price should be around the same or just below if you want to initiate a bidding war between interested buyers. Pick the best and then pick the best offer. Remember, the highest offer is not always the best one. Consider accepting a realistic offer from a qualified buyer with strong financials before accepting an offer over asking price from a buyer without financials, guaranteeing to avoid putting your home back on the market. So if you're selling your house right now, depending on the area you're in, if in a seller's market, you can either go for asking price at full price or drop the price below and create a bidding war. It depends on the direction you want to go in as a seller. Mindset is everything. Once you have your mindset, understand your market. If it's a seller's market, take advantage of either, hey, I want a bidding war. I want to get the best bang for my buck. Let me go ahead and back off on the price a bit because I know I want the buyers to push up the price. And remember, when you're picking out an offer, the highest is not always the best. Whoever has the best financials first, look at that before you look at highest and best. Okay. Now let's talk about a buyer's market. In a buyer's market, a buyer market occurs when the market supply of homes for sale exceed demand of interested buyers. More specifically, the market has at least 6 months supply of available inventory. When supply is higher than demand, buyers have more leverage over sellers because there are more homes available to choose from and less buyers to compete with. During a buyer's market, home prices decrease and spend longer time on the market. So 6 months supply or more. Even though we have 3.3 months because interest rates are hiking up, less and less buyers qualify. So even though it is a seller's market, it's slowly shifting into a buyer's market in August 2022. But you're not going to get some crazy fall in price because most homeowners right now still have interest rates under 4%. 38% of homes in the United States do not have mortgages. 45% of them have more than 50% equity. 51% have less than a 4% interest rate. They are not forced to sell. Unless interest rates climb up significantly and unemployment start climbing and people who actually have homes that lost their jobs, then they might sell. That might bring more inventory, which should make it a stronger buyer's market. It's just not there yet. I'm not saying it can't happen, but watch the months, right? We're at 3.3 months. As we creep up to 4, 5, into 6 months, you'll see it as a buyer's market. And here's the tips to sell a home in a buyer's market. Price competitively. See what similar homes in your area are priced at. Your asking price should be around the same or lower than comparable homes to avoid being on the market for a long period of time. Similar to a seller's market. When you get an offer, keep in mind that you have less negotiating power over the buyer's demand and should consider them fairly so they don't walk away. Focus on marketing. Consider hiring a professional to help make your home stand out. Have a stagger comes to a fresh. What does it say? Have a stager come in to freshen up the decor and have a photographer take professional photos to elevate the appeal to buyers. Sorry guys, I'll say the word stager a lot. My bad. Check out the value of your home with a lender before you list it. This will help you choose a buyer who can cover the appraisal gap if the home doesn't appraise, which happens a lot. Offer to cover closing costs, repairs, or price reduction in a balanced market. The average home sale sits on the market for 30 to 60 days. So if you have a home that you're selling, if it's over 30 to 60 days, that's when you want to start negotiating seller credit, price reduction, and repairs. In a traditional market, it takes 30 to 60 days. In the last 2 years, before 2022, homes were selling within a couple weeks. That's why sellers are getting nervous. Like, oh, they're just dropping their pants right now, giving these smoking deals when it takes 30 to 60 days because they don't see it selling in about 2 weeks. So be very careful that when you're selling in a buyer's market, hold strong. Wait till 30 to 60 days if you don't see movement. If you don't see movement the first couple of weeks, don't get nervous because it's standard that 30, 60 days. It was just crazy last 2 years, right? It was an anomaly. And now we're back to a standard market. So if you sell your home, make sure, like I said, it is a mindset thing. Make sure you control your mind, understand, manage your expectation, and you don't go out and start dropping prices left and right, okay? So now that we've understand, right, mindset is everything. Understanding what type of market you're in. Are you in a buyer's market? Are you in a seller's market, right? Max out the strategy. The next thing is how to shop for your next home. Before you sell your home, you got to think about the home you want to buy. Whether you end up buying first or selling first, you should talk to a lender ASAP to start the process of shopping for your next home. Getting an estimate on how much you can afford beforehand will make it easier to decide when to sell your home. Step 1, call a lender. Let them know you're in the process of selling your home and looking to purchase your next home, right? It's important that you tell your lender you want to budget your monthly mortgage payment. Make sure the juice is worth the squeeze. If it's not worth the squeeze, don't sell your home. Before you call your real estate agent, before you look for a new school for your child, before you start making renovations to the property, make sure the juice is worth the squeeze, that the upgrade is worth it, right? So this is August, what are we in? August 29, 2022. Last week, Redfin did announce that new home listings are down 15%. Remember, sellers are also buyers. Because rates are up, a lot of sellers are taking their house off the market or not listing their house. Year over year, we're down 15% right now on listings. So you want to make sure the numbers make sense before you start letting a bunch of strangers in your house and realize, maybe I shouldn't sell because I can't afford the payment. It's not a payment that I enjoy, okay? Step 2, have the lender run your credit. If you are serious about upgrading, a lender has to run your credit. Most lenders can perform a soft credit pull that won't affect your credit score. You can do a soft pull, have the lender verification, lender verification. Your lender will verify your credit, your income, your remaining mortgage balance and asset, and assess the current value of your home. Most lenders handle more homes refinancing than purchases, causing them to work with appraisers on a daily basis. If you accept a finance offer, the market value of your home assessed by your lender will be almost, if not near, accurate. So, if you want to know value, instead of having a real estate agent come to your house, promising you they can sell your house for X amount, if you talk to a lender, since they do refinances all day, they pretty much 95% know what the value of your home is at. So with them balancing out your balance, looking at your balance, looking at the value, looking at closing costs, when you sell your home, you'll know what you'll net take to your next home. That's why you got to call a lender. You got to have them run credit, do a soft credit pull so it doesn't affect your credit, and then verify your income, verify your equity, verify that, hey, it makes sense for you to upgrade. Once you do that, step 4, get your approval. Before you even call an agent to sell your house, right? The lender has already pulled the balance. They know what's going on, right? They can offer step 4, getting the approval, right? There's a few pre-approval options, all with different benefits to you as a buyer and a seller. Let's cover the 3 types of approvals to decide, to help you decide which one is best for your scenario. You can get your standard pre-approval. A lender will review your credit, your income, and asset to determine what program, loan amount, and interest rate that you qualify for. This is a good approval option for borrowers who want to get an idea on how much they can afford before starting the home shopping process. The next type of approval, the desktop underwriting approval. It's an automated underwriting. The aka automated underwriting is a system lenders use to review a borrower's financial background and information to determine qualification. This is a great approval option for buyers who want their offer to stand out with a seller. right? A lot of lenders, they pretty much do the desktop underwriting. Very rarely they'll do the pre-approval, okay? And the next approval is the underwritten approval. It is like the gold standard of approvals, right? Underwritten approval, getting an underwritten approval can be a long process that worth the time and effort to obtain in a competitive market. First, a borrower will send the necessary financial documents and information to the lender. Then the lender submits the borrower's documents to an underwriter for review. The underwriter will decide to approve, deny, suspend the approval based on the condition. This is the best approval option for buyers who want to stand out to the seller and close fast. So if you have an option and you're serious about selling your house, before you talk to a lender, either get a desktop approval or an underwritten approval. So that means you mean business. You want certainty in the biggest investment you are going to make in your life, which is home ownership. And now it's your second home. You have equity to transition into. You might want to keep some of that money, right, for repairs or for a rainy day, but you don't know how much to keep unless you get that approval, okay? So get approved by one lender. And then next, get estimates from multiple lenders. Once you get approved by one, I know every lender hates to hear this, even though I hate it too, right? Get estimate from lenders, from multiple lenders. This is the key to choosing the right lender and getting the best deal on your mortgage. Step 6, compare the fees. Review each loan estimate and compare the interest rate, the lender credit, lender fees, section A and B of the loan estimate, and lender credit on section J. Remember, your realtor is not making your mortgage payment. Your lender is not making your mortgage payment. You are. You deserve to have your own back and shop for the best deal. The only thing I would tell the original lender that ran your credit, I'm going to try to stay with you, but if I can if there's a better loan estimate and you can't match it, I might have to go with another lender. Be very upfront with them. Right? They'll be, well, I did the effort to qualify you. Another lender would have done the same thing. It's not like they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart. They do it because they make the money. All right? So your loyalty is to yourself. So you talk to a lender, you get verified, you get approved, you get an estimate, and you compare fees. And then last, you finally choose a lender, right? There are a few ways you can choose a lender you trust to finance your home. Go with the lender that has the best deal. Bring the best deal to the lender that you'd like the most and have them run your credit and see if they can match it or come close to beating the best deal. Or take the best deal and go back to the first lender that originally ran your credit to see if they can match it or come close to the best deal. So those are the steps before talking to a real estate agent, right? This ultimate seller's guide, there's 2 more sessions. And then after that, you'll be able to download our ultimate seller's guide if you're thinking about selling your house or you're going to sell your home in the future, right? The first phase, mindset. Mindset is everything. Make sure you manage your expectations, right? Once you have your mindset, then understand, is it a seller's market or a buyer's market? So you can help manage your expectations. And if you have to pivot. And last but not least, talk to a lender. Get approved. The lender will know most likely what your home will sell for or what the max finance offer you can take. In case it goes over that price, then of course you're probably going to have to take a cash offer. Because I've seen so many sellers or buyers, I'll buy your house for such and such, but when it doesn't appraise, they want to negotiate with you. When you should have taken a cash offer if it's going to be above the price. Don't get swindled by a buyer. Well, your home didn't appraise. Well, you offered to buy it at that price, right? So that's why you got to go through these 3 phases. Mindset, right? Understanding the market, seller buyer's market, and getting approved. Once you do these things, then it is safe to talk to a real estate agent, which we'll talk about in the next couple of weeks in our other sessions. What upgrades to do to your house, how to pick a realtor, understand fees when selling a house. Hopefully you found this information useful. If you did, do me a huge favor. Please like this video. If you know anyone who's going to sell their home, please tag them on this video, right? And if you're not following us by now, please hit that subscribe or notification button so you're notified every time we go live or post new content. Thank you so much, guys. Let's go here. What up, Edna? How do we find out how much equity you have in your home? So this is how you find out how much equity you have. You need to check your own comparable sales. So what you want to do is where your home is at, right? Drop a pin and then draw a circumference on your Redfin, your Zillow, whatever home search you're using, about a half a mile to a mile out. You want to look for 3 comparable sales within a half mile to a mile radius from the home from your home that you're selling, and see where the value's at. You want to look for the newest comps possible, right? Don't ignore that one low comp, because the appraiser is going to take that into consideration. If that one low comp is holding down the value of your home, you might have to take a cash offer. Hopefully that helps you out. All right, Edna, thank you so much, Jose. If there's any other questions, please go ahead and message us. If you are in need to sell your home and you want a copy of our Ultimate Seller's Guide, please DM us, send us a message, not put a comment, send us a message with your email, and we'll email you the Ultimate Seller's Guide if you are in need to have the guide sooner than later. Okay. Also, if you do need to get a hold of us, give us a call, 714-790-9697. You can always email us, info@whatsamortgage.com. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We want to end all our episodes with our attitude is gratitude. Without you, there is no us. So thank you guys so much.